record footage that's longer than 10 minutes. Anyways. Alright, so this is the second time me trying to record this. I hope this goes better. Better. Just gonna restart the match. That's fun. Anyways, so welcome. This is what I like to call this is a game mode that I like to call my door is open. I should say. Alright, I unplugged my mic because I'm an idiot. This is a game mode I like to call essentially Unreal Tournament in Overwatch. So, essentially what I did is I turned the basis of Unreal Tournament, maybe even a little bit of inspiration from Halo, and I turned it into this game mode in Overwatch. Anyways. Let's just go through, I'll play them a little bit, and then, So, here we have D.Va. I really don't have energy to do this. I probably shouldn't be recording this.
I knew you could do it. Fully operational.
I'm playing against medium bots, just because I feel like they're the most fair. The hard bots are ridiculous. I really don't feel like I want to explain anything. I'll just go through some of the gameplays and show you some of the settings. Because I'm tired and I just explained a lot of this already, and I just... Or maybe I'll just have some fun and have it recorded, I don't know. I really want to see what was going on with that BDS versus Sisu matchup. I was in the middle of watching that on CGG, just because I was curious on what was going on in that game. Pretty sure that BDS won because I heard from one of my comments that BDS got out of Challenger League. So I'm like, oh shit, they must have won. I mean, by process of elimination, I guess, right? They won the first match handily, and in Coastline, at least as of me watching the video right now on Coastline, they're like, they got like 3 flawless rounds, dude. Ridiculous. I told you, man. What did I say? I said Shaiko will single-handedly bring BDS out of Challenger League. What did I say? Challenger League. I would say Shaiko might be the best Rainbow Six player of all time. He might be the very best. I would really like to see a joystick. Bolo. Honestly, I would still put Bolo at joystick. Joystick is ridiculous, dude. And he's not just popular because, you know, he's popular. He's unbelievably good. Shaiko is unbelievably good as well. You know, it's a shame that his reputation has been a little bit tarnished because of using macros in a Pro League match, but boy does he deserve the redemption he's getting. He is ridiculous, man. Also, once again though, also it's interesting they brought Motiga onto EG. I wasn't expecting that. I would say Motiga is probably a better replacement. Canadian is not doing great at SSG, I'll say that much. Like, I was thinking, oh, Canadian might do okay at SSG, I don't know. No, he's not doing great at all. Canadian, whoever they replaced on SSG, they really need to get them. They really need to get them back. I can't believe I forgot who they replaced. I would say as far as EG goes, it's a pretty big deal that they lost Canadian and Gotcha. I'd say Gotcha is really good, man. He is one of the best coaches in North America, and I would say that probably a couple of months down the line he might switch from TSM. I don't know. I feel like he's flexible on any number of teams. I should kill myself so I can play as someone else. I've been playing as this person for like 5 minutes. Kill me. Kill me. Kill me! Oh my god, kill me, please. I have to literally run into their bullets. Maybe hard isn't too overpowered. Jesus. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm definitely not hating on SSG. Do I think they're my favorite team? Do I think they're even my favorite NA team? No, not at all. I still put Dark Zero up there just because, you know, they actually have a good promotional. As far as promoting their team. Hey, okay, so I'm a little biased because obviously I'm a big fan of GetFlanked. GetFlanked is one of the social media managers of Dark Zero, and he uploads content. And also, apparently, Yo Boy Roy is coming soon as well, or he already is there. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. I saw the live stream that they did with Yo Boy Roy, and they were like, "Welcome to Dark Zero Social Media Manager Club," and I'm like, "Wait, really?" I don't actually watch YouTube. I used to watch like Rainbow Six content creators that do it for like humor, and I really fell out of that because I just found it really unfunny after a while. I used to think it was the funniest and best thing ever, and I would subscribe to every single one. Like I'd be like Tuxie, McNasty, Tux Bird, Yo Boy Roy, all of that stuff. But and Cobb, although I personally thought Cobb was the least entertaining out of all of them, which is why I was even hesitant to subscribe to his channel, because I genuinely don't think that his content is funny, but I still subscribed anyways. But I mean, a lot of those I might soon unsubscribe from because I just don't watch their content anymore because I don't think it's funny. I only watch Chrome's because he does very high quality edits at the beginning of his videos a lot of the times. He doesn't, I don't know if he seemed to have slowed down or have put less effort into those. So I don't know. I might unsubscribe from a number of Rainbow Six channels because they just aren't interesting to me anymore. And it's not that I'm not interested in Rainbow Six Siege, but a lot of their content is kind of of course, I still am a huge fan of like Basically Homeless, Bikini Body, and I don't know why, I just have, I think it's because Bikini Body is like, he is a self-sustained comedian. I feel like the thing is with like the whole group, there's like the 3 different groups. Like there's the nonsense crew that is like, you know, Tuxbird, Cobb, Yummy, technically Evan Broddick, but he's not really part of that same group, I would say. But all of those people, right? There's what I like to call the Do crew, because I think it's a cool name, and also Do is the most subscribed out of all of them. Like that's like, you know, Do, Blarg, McNasty, all them stuff. And don't get me wrong, I still think that they're great people. I just don't think they're entertaining anymore. I might come back to it eventually, but it's just oversaturation to the maximum. The problem is I oversaturated myself. I watched too much of their content too fast, and it got really, really boring. But that's my fault, of course. I was like, I want to watch, like, I would literally, like, with all of those channels, being subscribed to all those channels, I would literally get content, like, every day. And it was just too overwhelming. And I didn't want to watch it because I didn't think it was entertaining enough. But I might listen to them in, like, the background. That might be, like, I might have put some of those videos in a playlist and listen to them in the background, because I like to play games and have background stuff going on in the background. I often like to have Dark Viper's speedrunner ramblings in the background. I might actually upload this. I might actually upload this on special channel for a special someone. I could plug in my mic, record this audio. It wouldn't make too much sense. I could still do it though. I don't know. Well, yeah, I'm gonna keep on over. Well, the point is that, you know, there's that crew, and who's the other crew, man? The non-Americans, that's right, the non-Americans. That's like, you know, Bikini Body, Meaty Marley. I like to call them the non-Americans because it includes any of the YouTubers that are non-American. And Meaty Marley, Meaty Marley and Bikini Body are actually the ones I still watch their videos every time they get uploaded. I'll occasionally watch Snedger's and that guy, who's Snedger's friend? Dom. I'll occasionally watch their content, but not frequently. I would say out of all of the channels that I like the person the most, yet like their content the least, I would probably say is Blarg. Like, I think Blarg is a cool guy. And he's pretty funny, but his videos just aren't entertaining. I would say they're probably the least entertaining, but you know, it is what it is. Of course, nothing against the guy. And I did think that he was entertaining for a while, and then I realized that the jokes kind of just, they weren't interesting enough to keep my attention for a very long time. And I'm sure that there's gonna be, I'm gonna have like withdrawals in content creators where I just get bored of it, sick and bored of content creators that I really like now. Honestly, I thought I was gonna fall away. Like, I knew I was gonna oversaturate myself with this too. I was like, I'm just watching too much of this, and I'm gonna oversaturate myself, and I did. I absolutely did. Like, I oversaturated myself with a number of other YouTube channels. There's a lot of YouTube channels that I watched like all the time, and then I just watched them too much, and now I just can't watch them anymore because they're just not entertaining to me. I can't think of any examples. I was worried that that was what was going to happen with me in Achievement Hunter, but luckily, for whatever reason, I've still kept interest. I've predominantly lost all of my interest in watching their Minecraft series. They have to play a specific set of games for me to be interested. The vast majority of games they play, I will not be interested in. But there's still quite a few games out there that they play. I'm interested in a lot of videos. I'm not at all interested in their Minecraft series. I think Minecraft is really boring to watch. I think it's okay to play, but it's really boring to watch, and I don't know how people can sit there and watch people play Minecraft when they're not doing anything substantial. They're just playing the game. Like, especially, like, the excuse I have with Achievement Hunter is that, you know, at least they are actually doing something unique and cool, right? And I to be fair, I know that there's a lot of YouTube channels that do Minecraft stuff where they actually do something cool. But just sitting there and, like for example, going back to Achievement Hunter, like, for example, they'll play, like, a lava wall, or they'll play, like, you know, find the wool, or get all this wool and, you know, do stuff, or they'll play, like, competition games or PvP games, you know, like they used to actually do interesting stuff that they put effort into making. Like, they put effort into creating these Minecraft Let's Plays, but now that they just do mods and play the game kind of regularly, but with those mods, like they just play like Sky Factory and Galactic Graph and just mods, I am not interested in that. It's not interesting. They just kind of course, I guess to some people the appeal might be watching them play the mods, but there is no, it's just not interesting to me. I would love to play it, don't get me wrong. I would love to play it. By no means am I saying that nothing. I like Minecraft to an extent. Do I think it's boring? Absolutely. But when I can actually create stuff, like, even I would say it's boring even when I play with my best friends. It's like I would just, you know, kind of go through it just because I wanted to spend time with my friends. But looking back at it, I thought it was boring the whole time, and I probably could have had a better use of my time. But whatever, anyways. But if I'm actually building, and if I have something in mind and I'm building and creating it, that's when Minecraft is fun. Like like a lot of my YouTube channel, or a lot of my YouTube videos that are dedicated to Minecraft, they're something that I created that I enjoyed creating and working the, you know, kinks out of. Like, I would say this, without command blocks and you know, commands and whatnot, I think Minecraft would be one of the most boring games. It's very unsubstantiated and very, and don't get me wrong, even with the Minecraft revival, I like, you know, call me a hipster, right? Because like Minecraft got a lot of heat. Minecraft got a lot of, you know, crap back in the day, because it was a kids game, and you know, people were like, it's a kids game, it's a dumb kids game, and that people would make fun of it, and people would make fun of people who play it because it looks crap, it looks really bad, and the gameplay is, you know, pretty repetitive and boring, and it's a kids game, so of course they make fun of it. It's like the same way we make fun of Fortnite now, you know. But even with Minecraft's revival, I don't know why people. I mean, I guess the kids of, you know, yonder years actually, you know, have fond memories of Minecraft. I have fond memories of Minecraft too. And they look back and they're like, yeah, Minecraft is fun. I love playing Minecraft and all that stuff, right? That's kind of how Minecraft's revival came about. But let me be real with you, man. Minecraft, like vanilla Minecraft, just playing the game regularly, still boring. I mean, I guess the biggest thing for me, right? What's my biggest flaw? I have two flaws with that statement, right? A, I continuously played the game for years. I never went more than 6 months without playing Minecraft at least once, right? So, for those people, I guess it makes sense to them because they haven't played Minecraft in years. And not only are they reliving their memories, but it's also a new experience for them. You know, they're like, oh, you know, oh, look at all the new stuff they added to Minecraft, blah, 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 right? But I never had that. I continuously played Minecraft over the course of a couple of years. So I didn't have that nostalgia. I didn't have the nostalgia of, oh man, it's Minecraft, the game I used to play as a kid. Oh man, remember this music? Remember the nostalgia you get from the music? I didn't have any nostalgia levels because I never stopped playing the game. I just continuously played it for, you know, years. To this day, I still somewhat play it, and I still hold the opinion that it's relatively boring. It's just not. It's like the same repetitive loop, like, cycle, right? And of course, I think that if they make some updates to the game, like some substantial updates, like a cave update, like if they make the cave update, I feel like, yes, maybe that would get me back in Minecraft. But the thing is that, like, you know, the thing is that I've done everything. Like, I'm not saying Minecraft is a boring game by itself. What I'm saying is that you can't continuously play it for years and still be interested in it. So, obviously, I think it's unfair for me to say Minecraft is boring, because it's not. I mean, it is to an extent. I personally believe Minecraft is boring, but I don't think Minecraft is a boring game. The thing about Minecraft is that, you know, you can't hold... You'll get to a point where you just can't stand it anymore. And, like, to a very hard extent where you're like, I'm just done. And there's a lot of my favorite games I haven't necessarily had that for. Like, for example, Rainbow Six Siege. I've been playing the game for years. Granted, not as long. I've been playing Minecraft since 2012, or 2013, technically. I've been playing Minecraft since 2013, and Rainbow Six Siege came out in 2015, and I started playing it in 2016. So I've only been playing Rainbow Six Siege for a couple of years. So, you know, obviously I don't have that super strong of a connection for that game, but... Or I do have a super strong connection for Rainbow Six Siege, and it's not really long, right? But the thing is that what keeps Minecraft boring and Rainbow Six Siege interesting is that the attention to detail, right? Like, I imagine, I'll say this, right? And once again, I'm purely talking about vanilla Minecraft. I'm not talking about including mods and whatnot, right? Because I imagine that if you play on Java Edition and you download a bunch of mods, you can continuously play that game forever, because it would always be infinitely, you know, replayable and fun, because there's always something new and enjoyable to enjoy. Like, even adding a new mineral adds, you know, some spice to the game. But the problem that I see with Minecraft, the vanilla version, is that it's, no matter how much stuff they add, until they add like a new dimension, it'll still be the same you know, 2014 Minecraft that it's always been for me. Why is my brightness so dark? Jesus. It'll always be the same 2014 Minecraft that it was for me, right? Like, you know, you play the game regularly, you go to the nether, you go to the end, defeat the end dragon, maybe, you know, you go back to the nether and collect the, what is it called? Collect the skull of... I don't actually know. I don't know, some kind of skull, right? Here's what I'll say about this too. I would actually find Minecraft more enjoyable if there wasn't so much luck involved with getting to the end. I hate the quest of getting to the end. I hate it. The fact that you have to kill a certain amount of ender dragons, or the endermen, but there's only a specific chance that they'll drop. And I hate killing the wither too. Like, I get it, there's a lot of luck involved in Minecraft, like, you know, it's all procedurally generated, so, you know, the odds of you getting diamonds is technically up to chance, all that stuff, right? But the way that they made it so that there's so much luck, and I just get extremely impatient. I get extremely impatient, and I often don't have the patience to keep doing the same mundane stuff over and over again. I wake up, go down into my mine. How are you not dead? You know, I wake up, I go down into a mine stuff, I go back up, and that's it, right? And of course there's a lot of other stuff that you can do, but I feel like if there was like a more in-depth system, like a currency system that wasn't the stupid ass emeralds that are ridiculously overpriced and actually garbage. Like if they had an actual, I just realized I have 900 health. Oh my lord. Maybe Wrecking Ball might be a bit too overpowered. I don't know. I can make him slower if I need to. I wasn't even paying attention to the balancing at all. Let me make him, or I can give him less health because I think 900 is a bit ridiculous. Yeah, 150 health is way too much. That's like 720, right? 720, I think? No. Yeah? Yeah, I think. 720. Somebody can back me up on that. 720, I believe, though. Just 60, and that's times 2. I think so. Okay. What was I saying? I actually don't remember. Oh yeah, just the continuous thing. Like, if they, like, I'll say this, right? You know, call me an asinine actor, right? But I personally think 7 Days to Die is more in-depth and engaging than Minecraft is. I think what it comes down to is the enjoyment of looting, right? Minecraft doesn't have that looting element. Minecraft has the mining and getting materials element. But the problem is the process is the same over and over again. It's just not interesting or exciting, and every single place looks exactly the same. Like, if you're surrounded by a bunch of rocks, just because they're in a different formation doesn't make it interesting. But with 7 Days to Die, you go into a new house, and you're like, I wonder if this place these parts. Especially if you play 7 Days to Die with cheats, which is arguably the way you should do it, because otherwise it's just ridiculously tedious and boring. But if you play 7 Days to Die with cheats, but you don't go over the top, that's the peak enjoyment that you can get, right? Even Minecraft with cheats is not really interesting. Now, I guess, granted, you know, you could theoretically say that, like, I'll say this, right? One of the ways that I made Minecraft interesting for me is when I added a currency system with, items that you can buy and sell. That made Minecraft interesting for me, because there actually was some tangible stuff for you to accomplish. If I had known about that, you know, scoreboards and all that stuff, and to be fair, I can go back to it later, but I just wish I had known about that stuff, because I probably would have enjoyed Minecraft a lot more. Also, I often just get awful seeds. I don't know what's going on there. My first girlfriend used to get, like, hella good seeds, yet I get, like, the worst seeds. I don't know what's going on with that. But anyways, The thing is with like 7 Days to Die, for example, which is why I consider it to be much more entertaining, is that you have that, Jesus Christ. The thing is you have that element of like you go into a building and you're like, ooh, I wonder what it'll be. And you get good stuff that actually means something because there's a bunch of different items, right? Like when you go, let's be real, right? Just because they add this and that and this and that and this and that into Minecraft, right? It doesn't necessarily change the gameplay loop. The gameplay loop is exactly the same. And to be fair, the gameplay loop is pretty much the same for 7 Days to Die, but what makes it interesting is the element of, well, it's the amount of different possible items you can find, right? Like, when you go into a cave, what are your options, right? You got, you know, like, you pretty much are just stuck with, like, the core minerals, so you got, like, you know, iron, not wood, but, like, all the core metals. So you got, like, iron, gold, diamond, emeralds. I think that's it. Also, if you can make an emerald pickaxe, I might actually be interested in the game. I'm gonna be real with you. But you got those, right? So that's 5. You got, hold on, let me double check. So let's take it from the top, right? We got stone, right? That's the most common, stone. And I'm not gonna fucking include the 3 different types of stones because it's stupid. Who the hell cares? Just because they have diorite and andesite and whatever the other one is, granite probably, or granite, whatever. I'm not including them because they're stupid as hell. Who cares? And they literally have no use except for decorations, and I want stuff that actually means something, not to make my house that doesn't exist look good, because I don't give a rat's ass about my house. Have you seen my houses? They're absolutely garbage, because I don't care. Building a house is not entertaining to me. What I want to do is build a functioning, complicated system with, you know, connections that actually do something that, you know, is interesting, rather than just looking cool. Anyways, so you have stone. Sure, you have iron, gold, diamond, hold on, iron, gold, diamond, emerald. Is that just it? Just those 4? Iron, gold, diamond, emerald. What am I missing? Iron, I think that's it, just those 4. Iron, gold, coal, that's right. Iron, gold, diamond, emerald, and coal, okay. Lapis, redstone, sure. And that's pretty much it. Just those, like, 7 items. And, you know, and that's where you spend the majority of the time that you spend in Minecraft is, you don't, because you don't go into caves looking for chests, buddy. You go into caves, I mean, sure, you might come across one that has, you know, retarded loot, that has bad word loot, that it makes no sense, and why would you put it in the game? Wow, what an appealing offer, right? I get some dumbass... I should really be recording my audio for this. I think that's actually what I'm going to do. I'm going to unplug this. I'm going to unplug this and I'm going to disconnect this. My audio again. Alright, we seem to be good. I'm just going to put this here. I don't know. I wish my microphone was like closer to my face. I will leave it here. And I just won't move, because I don't want my audio to get higher or lower in audio. Anyways, I gotta put this closer, though. This microphone is nowhere near big enough. I need to get, like, a scissor lift stand or some stuff like that. Anyways, or I could use my hand. No, I can't use my hand because I'm playing the game. Anyways, so what? You got, like, you know, iron. You know, you got the 5 core minerals. You got... How are you still alive? You got, oh my god, I just killed all of them. You got, actually don't know. Whatever, so you got those, you got the 7, that's the 7, right? You got the 5 main ones, and then lapis and redstone, that's 7. Is there anything else? No, that's pretty much it. I mean, you got lava. You think lava is interesting? It's not. You can maybe find a chest, but that's not the main purpose of you going down into a cave. Also, they're so uncommon that it's almost not even like there's no excitement that comes with going into a cave. Oh, you might find a diamond. Wowee. You know, there's no excitement that comes into it. It's, yes, I get it. It's supposed to be a chill game where you're supposed to be relaxing and all that stuff, but it's just not interesting. You can, I know they can do better to make the game interesting, and they just don't. If like chests were more common, and you could be in, if you could figure out the layout and there would be like guaranteed spots where you know there'd be chests, then I would say that Minecraft would actually be interesting, because there's that element of surprise. Like, because the element of like, ooh, I wonder what's in this is like so uncommon, it's just so boring to go into caves. It is absolutely dreadful, and especially trying to figure out how to get out of it. God, like I would say, you know, even though mining in Minecraft, mining for minerals is literally the whole point of Minecraft, it's the primary purpose, I would argue it's the least interesting part. Because the way that they designed it is repetitive and boring, and also doesn't incentivize you to, you know, be interested in it by itself, right? It's unsubstantiated. It has no reason to be that boring. Going into it, right, comparison to 7 Days to Die, going into every house is like a magical experience. Like, because you go in there like, I wonder what I can find. Do you know how many different items there are in 7 Days to Die? There are so many different types of foods. There are so many different types of drinks. And by the way, you got to keep up with your drinks, right? You got to keep up with your health, which also adds an element of, you know, actual risk, I guess. Like, you got to make sure that you don't, whoops, you got to make sure that you don't, you know, dehydrate to death. Got to make sure that you don't get bit, and you got to take your antibiotics. You know, there's a lot more to keep track of, which makes the game more interesting and engaging. I don't feel like I'm just falling to sleep. I actually feel like I have to be paying attention a lot of the time whenever I'm doing it. I can't just let go of the controller for like a half an hour and nothing will happen to me. Granted, if you're playing on anything other than peaceful, you kill my mobs, but you know what I mean. It's like, there's, like I said, there's so many different types of foods, there's so many different types of drinks, there's drugs, there's like, you know, glass, there's like, and probably arguably the coolest part are, you know, the tools, the clothes, the gun parts, and the guns themselves. Like, finding a cool gun is really cool, and you have to make your own ammunition from scratch. Like, you have to use like gunpowder and brass casings, brass bullet casings or whatever, right? That's cool and interesting. And you can find like especially if you have mods to do it the easy way, which, I mean, some people I consider with me more interesting and engaging, because it, you know, takes out some of the tediousness of it. There's so many different possible things you can do when you're looking for stuff in versus Minecraft, where you are very limited on the amount of things you do that are actually fun or worthwhile, right? Like, you fish, and fishing is, I would actually say, probably one of the, why is my connection? Is it blocked? It might be blocked by the thing. Oh, well. I actually do a lot of, whenever I'm in one of my best friend's worlds, whenever I'm in her world, I often spend a long time fishing. Like, I will literally spend like maybe an hour and a half fishing, and then just getting better. Like, because the thing is that that's like an easy way to get enchantments, right? And once you get mending, luck 3, and lure 3 and luck of the sea 3, I think it's 3, I don't know, whatever. The point is, once you get like luck of the sea, mending, and lure on your enchanted fishing rod, then you're in for a treat. You could sit there, I could sit there repeatedly pressing left trigger, and I could probably, as long as I'm doing something else, I could probably do that for like, you know, an hour, because that's arguably more interesting and engaging than going into caves, which is, interestingly enough, the main point of Minecraft, and is somehow also the least interesting part of Minecraft. Okay, so what are other things you can do in Minecraft, right? So fishing, you can make a boat. Yeah, right. You can craft. Yeah, the crafting is okay, I guess. But none of the items you create, like, a lot of the items they do in Minecraft aren't interesting. They're just, you know, they either provide, you know, essential part of the game, or they just are for cosmetics. And don't get me wrong, that's not always an issue. Like, there's a lot of stuff that they add to Minecraft that I enjoy. But as far as like cosmetics go, and I appreciate it, especially when I'm in creative, but it would be nice if we had, like, you know, a gun or a couple of guns, and maybe it's not realistic, but I don't know, you added a crossbow, why not? Or just maybe more interesting ways of killing monsters. What are, okay, let's be real, right? What are your two main methods of killing monsters, right? A sword and a bow and arrow, and maybe a crossbow. That's it? That's how you have to deal with the vast majority of your enemies in a fantasy world? It's just so, like, where are the grenades? Give me grenades. And it doesn't even have to be grenades. Sure, you wanna set it in a fantasy realm. Okay, sure, you don't want grenades. Give me, like, splash potions of, well, I mean, not like splash potions, but like throwable potions. And yes, I know that throwable potions exist, yes. But it's a complicated and tedious, you know, measure to get through, and it's often not worth your time because if, like, for example, you know, you have to go through all of this work, and you, at the end of the day, what do? You get 3, maximum 3? That's maybe enough to kill one monster? Like, it's ridiculous. Like, you should be able to create more potions with fewer materials. Then I would actually be interested in brewing stands. Because right now, it's just too much of a hassle for no reward. I'll say this too, right? You know what's a very, very interesting and really cool element that I really enjoy, that I might actually spend more time in investigating and, you know, doing research on, is the very, very cool and unique education edition, which adds elements. They add the elements, and with the, not only do more items exist in that version, like there's literally more items, like there's underwater torches, underwater TNT, you know, hardened stained glass, or whatever it was, right? There's, not only is there actually more items, which makes the game, you know, objectively more interesting and engaging, but there's also more incentive to see what, like, if you have like the mineral deconstructor, right? You can deconstruct the minerals that you have, and you can apply those minerals to you know, other, you can apply, or not minerals, elements, sorry. You can apply those elements, combine them with other elements, and get other elements. And you could, if you go into like a lab table, I think is what it's called, then you can create stuff. Like you can create charcoal, you can create sodium chloride and all that stuff. It's really cool. It's like kind of, honestly, once again, it reminds me of 7 Days to Die. It's like super cool, and it's not really in depth, but it's somewhat in depth, at least more in depth than the baseline structure of the Minecraft design. And once again, you know, I'm not just some, you know, Minecraft hater. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, I literally spend years playing Minecraft. I play it almost every year. Actually, I have literally played it every year since the first year I got it. And I usually play it every couple of months, right? Like, just look at my Minecraft gambling casino tutorial video, right? That was 3 months ago. I still play Minecraft, right? Like, I never stopped playing Minecraft. A lot of people are getting back into it. I never stopped. Problem is that it's just, and like I said, obviously I'm not a Minecraft hater, right? A lot of this stuff might seem like I'm just, you know, cherry picking stuff to make Minecraft seem like it's a bad game. It's not a bad game. I just know that it's a boring, I'm willing to accept that it's a boring game, and I want the developers, you know, Mojang4J Studios, right? I want them to add more stuff that actually means something. I don't want some stupid cloth that, you know, I don't want some stupid cloth that changes the color of my wool, right? I want something that actually changes the way that you go through. Like, how about like a mineral? Oh my god, like imagine if you had a visor and you could put the visor on your head and you could see through walls to find materials. That would be so dope. But it would have, you know, limited consumability. Imagine if they added torches. And by torches, I mean flashlights. I don't know why I went British on that one. Imagine if they added flashlights to the game and you had to replace your batteries. Oh, but you could make your batteries out of the materials that you get from the, like, you could literally make the batteries yourself out of the materials that you get from the, what is it called? From the, what is it called? From the Education Edition, right? Like, I don't know what batteries are made out of, but let's just say that you can make battery acid out of the materials from the Education Edition, and you can use that battery acid to create batteries that you could use for a whole wide variety of different things. Like, imagine, once again, there's the goggles, even just, let's go even more simple, right? Night vision goggles. Okay, And of course we have to get more modern with it, but that's maybe what Minecraft needs. Maybe Minecraft needs to get out of the Stone Ages, or maybe just make a Minecraft 2, right? Make a Minecraft 2 and make it just like Minecraft, except set it in the modern times. Basically, I want you to make, I mean, if I have to be real, what do I want Minecraft to be? I want Minecraft to be 7 Days to Die, but with a lot of remaining elements of what makes Minecraft really good, right? Like the hit detection, the actual controls are not absolutely sluggish, no completely irresponsible frame rate issues. Like, I just want a 7 Days to Die that works and is also a little bit more like Minecraft. That's what I really want, right? Because Minecraft, it's got its appeal, don't get me wrong, but maybe a Minecraft 2 is what we need. I don't know, because I feel like a lot of the changes I'm proposing are just like, you're essentially asking for 7 Days to Die. That game already exists, and I'm like, no, I want that Minecraft experience in 7 Days to Die, or technically, I guess I want that 7 Days to Die experience in Minecraft. But that's why I have a lot of love and appreciation for 7 Days to Die, because they actually make the game engaging, even though it is a little bit, it's somewhat repetitive, but at least there is, like, some really cool elements. Let's go back to it, right? Here's the biggest thing. Like, what are the two biggest differences between Minecraft and 7 Days to Die? It's in the name. Minecraft. You can't mine. When you play 7 Days to Die, you don't go into caves, right? So maybe they could so I don't know. I want a combination of both worlds, right? I would either like a 7 Days to Die update where you can go underground and go into caves, or a Minecraft update where they completely make it not Minecraft and make it 7 Days to Die, but actually good, right? One of those two things. And all of this being said, have I put more hours into Minecraft than 7 Days to Die? Of course. I bought 7 Days to Die. I mean, that's honestly almost unfair. I bought 7 Days to Die, 5 years after I bought Minecraft, so of course I put more hours into it. Do I get more enjoyment from playing in survival mode, not in creative mode, but do I get more enjoyment from playing 7 Days to Die in general than Minecraft? Absolutely, because I feel like it's just not the same boring repetitive loop. And also, once again, it's a relaxing game, right? It doesn't have to be super chaotic, but it's just more interesting, right? Like, 7 Days to Die is another one of those games I can just have, like, I can be playing it, having some fun, and then be listening to stuff in the background. Like, that's what I did. Like, I was playing those games, and I can do that with a number of other games too. I can do that with, like, CSGO. I do that often with CSGO, actually. I do it with Battlefield 1. I do it with Rainbow Six Siege Terrorist Hunt. Like, there's a number of games. Call of Duty, that's a big one. Not zombies, but just regular Call of Duty. Sometimes zombies, though. But in general, I like having that element of a relaxing game where I don't have to worry and concentrate about what's actually going on. I can just, move my fingers and, get some kills and have some fun, right? But I don't have to be necessarily completely on exactly what is going on in the game. And that's actually kind of what I remember. I don't think that's what it is now, but that's actually what I remember the Funhouse podcast being, whatever that did. Dude Soup, maybe? I actually don't remember what it's called. Whatever. Point is that, the thing is that, like, once again, there's a bunch of different opportunities to add stuff, more modern stuff that make the game more interesting. Or you want to go more phantasmical with it, right? Okay, so let's talk more about items or abilities that would make the game more interesting, right? Let's talk about restrictions, right? Number one, let's talk about restrictions in development in the game, right? Make it so that you have to do a lot of stuff vital to life, right? Like, right now in the game, what is the primary thing that you have to do to stay alive? You have to eat. That's it? You just have to eat? Why can't there be more stuff to keep my attention and to keep me more engaged in what's actually going on? Make it so that I have to drink. Make it so that I have to use the bathroom. Make it so that I need an appropriate amount of sleep, right? Like, you could go, like, literally as long as you want without sleeping with very little punishment in Minecraft. I mean, sure, you get phantoms and whatnot, but how about make it so that, and actually that's a pretty good punishment, but why don't you make it so that, the longer you go without sleep, the slower that your pickaxe movements are, right? Or something. Give some kind of punishment for you not doing vital bodily functions. Okay. So, what about, let's talk about preferred interests in food. Let's say that you get sick if you eat the same food over and like in Minecraft you can eat the same food over and over and over again infinitely, and you can just keep eating it with no punishments. Why don't you make it more realistic so that your character will get sick of food if you keep eating the same food over and over and over and over again, and your character will get less and less health. Like, say you eat, a potato 20 times, right? Sure, it gives you, or actually, a potato is not a good example. Let's say steak, right? So let's say you eat a steak. It gives you 4 things of health or 4 things of food. Maybe it's 4, maybe it's 3.5, right? But let's just say it's 4 just for my example. Let's say that the first 5 times you eat it in a row, and this is all in a row, right? I'm not talking about eating anything in between. The first 5 steaks you eat in a row, it gives you the 3.5, or the 4th. Sorry, but the 5th to 10 time, it gives you 3.5. The 10th to the 15th time, it gives you 3, and so on, right? Like, give some kind of punishment for eating the same foods over and over and over again, because that's not a human thing. Humans generally would get sick if, like, they would legitimately get sick and nauseous if they ate only the same food over and over and over again and nothing else. Is it survivable? Of course. But I feel like there should be some kind of punishment for you not doing it. And it providing less and less food is, I think, a good way of, sequencing that punishment, right? Because it doesn't stop you from eating the food. Like, for example, in real life, nothing's stopping you from eating only, what is my ping? 32, 20 milliseconds, okay. Like, in real life, nothing's stopping you, like, it's not like your body can't physically digest steak after eating it 60 times in a row. All you do is feel a little bit sick. But your body can still break down the nutrients, and it's still, Oh, you know what? Speaking of nutrients, oh my god, let's also get into that. Let's say that you have to eat different types of foods because you need different types of nutrients, right? Just like in real life. Like, you can't, once again, you can't eat 50 steaks and only steaks because they don't give you, fiber, I guess. They don't give you fiber. I don't know if that's true. They don't give you vitamin C. I don't know. The point is that there's nutrients that exist in some foods that don't exist in others, and you will feel weaker. Like, if you don't get enough iron in your body, if you don't get enough vitamin C, if you don't get enough vitamin B, or whatever the case may be. I was going to say vitamin D, but I think that's from the sun. If you don't get enough of any specific vitamins or nutrients, then you'll feel sicker. Maybe, and the punishments could range from you having a slower mining time, you having a slower running speed, a slower walking speed, a slower swimming speed. I don't know. There's a number of different punishments and a number of different ways they can go about it that would make even just the mundane stuff interesting, because you would have to keep track of everything that's going on. I want Minecraft to be, more complex and more interesting, rather than just it being kind of the mundane nonsense that it is right now. And I understand that some people might not like these changes, but I feel like if they either made a Minecraft 2, or if they made a new specific game mode in Minecraft, like, say they have the survival mode, right? Let's have the, okay, sure, they have creative, survival, adventure, right? Let's say they also have, and I think technically spectator, but that doesn't exist in Bedrock Edition, so I'm not calling it. But, okay, so they have, survival, creative, adventure, even though adventure mode, you can't actually start off on an adventure mode. But whatever, you have those modes, right? Okay, so where do we go from there? Easy. We can add a new mode. Let's just call it, it's actually really hard to think of what to call it. Survival, or, they're actually really good names. Survivalist? No, that's too similar to survival. Adventist? I don't know. I don't know what to call it, right? But they have this new mode that's separate from, all of the other modes. That way everyone would be satisfied. People who are like, this is too complex, I don't like it, they can go play the original survival mode, and they're not affected. The people who want something that's, more substantial in their Minecraft experience, they can go play this new survival mode. Can you please kill me, please? I want to play someone else. Kill me! Oh my god, they take forever. Maybe I should have changed it to hard bots. Oh my god. This is medium bots, by the way. I'm literally sitting here just letting them shoot me, and they can't kill me. And this is medium bots. What the hell? Anyways. Okay, so let's talk about more things that you could add to this. I'll just call it survivalist mode. I'm not saying that's the official name. I'm just going to call it the survivalist mode. What are some other additions? Okay, so you have restrictions on what you're able to do. Let's talk about additions on what you're able to create, right? Like, in 7 Days to Die, they have guns. Okay. How about in Minecraft, they have a... How about the currency system that I created? How about they make it a full-blown thing? And I understand that doesn't necessarily fit with the theme, but... with Minecraft, like, you know, there being other survivals. How about this? Make a more robust system for currency exchange in Minecraft, and it can involve the villagers. Even better, right? Because what is the villagers? The villagers are just stupid, right? They don't offer you anything useful, and they don't offer you... Like, it's trading with villagers is a waste of time. I want, how about actual, you know, okay, sure, right? Even if you don't want to go with the, you know, blatant currency system, right? How about just an exchange system? Like, how about I trade some, actually don't know. How about I trade some coal for some diamond or something like that, right? That seems like a bad trade, but maybe if it's a certain amount of coal, that might be worth it, right? Or how about trading some gold for some iron, whatever the case may be, right? Like, there is no trading systems in place, right? Everything that you develop, you have to create yourself, and you have to have a lot of people to do it. If you're trying to create a, you know, an enterprise market, you have to have a bunch of people for it to be worth it. How about you can rent places out to live? Like, let's say they have, like, hotels and whatnot. You can rent places out to live for other people. That's actually something I did in Minecraft way back, like, in, like, 2015. I created a hotel, and people can live and stay in that hotel by paying a small fee. But the place was completely encased in bedrock, and nobody was able to get into your house. You know what I mean? So, you know, you were completely safe going into your own house, and nobody else could get into your place and get your stuff, right? Stuff like that. Anyways, that actually reminds me, I could implement a system with... That would be kind of complicated. I think I could do it, though. I don't know. Okay, how about a robust transport system, right? What are your methods of transport in the game? Or just make the transport systems that they have in the game less of a pain in the ass to deal with. Like, what are the transport systems they have in the game? They have just rails and horses? There should be more, like... And I agree, that's also, I also agree that applies to 7 Days to Die as well. All you have is like a motorcycle, which is stupid, there should be more. But whatever, right? There should be more methods of transportation, or just make the methods of transportation, you know, easier to get around, right? Like, for example, or just make it, you know, the methods of transportation more unique. Like, what do you have? Like, once again, you have like horses, mules, and donkeys? That's it? I mean, technically llamas, but, you know, you can't really do anything with the llamas, I don't think. I don't even think you can actually ride them. I think you can just tag them along with you. But okay, sure, right. Let's say... Or, like, going back to it, right? And I want to focus on this because I think it brings up a great point. Going back to just the minecart stuff, right? How about with the minecarts, they're easier to... How about just make the minecarts, like, easier to use, right? And technically they're boats. I forgot about boats as well. Boats actually might be a good, you know, call for that. But let's just even just making the... God damn it. Even just making the... Oh, and I'm gonna get to something else in a second. The, what is it called? What is it called?
Nothing wrong with a little
What is it called?
self-improvement.
I can't remember what it's called. Oh, even with the minecarts, making the rail is a pain in the ass. If you want to make a bunch of rail, it's a whole process. Why can't it just be like, you know, 1 iron and some wood gets you 32 rail, right? Like it goes a long way. I mean, that seems like that might be a bit of an over-exaggeration, but I don't know why it's so difficult to make rail tracks. Why don't you just make it like super duper easy? I mean, of course, it's not the most impossible thing in the world. I've done it multiple times before, but I just know that it's super tedious, and if it was less of a pain in the ass, then it would probably be more enjoyable. I don't know, just a thought. Or, oh man, and this is the biggest thing that irks me the most. Make hoppers easier to create. The hoppers are ridiculously, what is the word I'm looking for? They're ridiculously something consuming. What is the word I'm thinking of? Resource consuming. It requires 5 iron and a chest for 1 hopper? There's no way that you can create like a chain of hoppers. It's just too many resources. That's ridiculous. 5 for 1? I think that they need a 5 iron is what I'm talking about. For 1 hopper, that's ridiculous. Like if it was okay, sure, okay. So you want to have the main hopper, right? Okay, fine. How about you have the main hopper, and how about you have a transport hopper, right? So like, and it only uses 1 iron, right? So hear me out, right? Okay, so say you have like 1 hopper here, and you have, you know, your resources coming in from here, like a chest, right? This is your chest takes the resources from the hopper, and the hopper goes down into here, but you want to get that hopper into and how about, before I even get into this, how about upward facing hoppers? Hoppers can only go left, right, up, forward, backwards, down. That's it. Make hoppers go up. If you can make the hoppers point up, you know how much that would, you know how convenient that would be if hoppers could go up? It would be the most convenient thing in the world. Oh my god. So make hoppers that point up, please. Anyways, like I was saying though, you have 1 hopper here, and let's just say that you have your upward facing hopper here and another chest there. So you have, you know, chest 1 there, chest 2 there, hopper 1 there, hopper 2 there. Well, how do you get the stuff from this chest to this chest? Well, in the current system, there is no hoppers that can get you facing it up, right? But let's say that there is a transportation hopper, right? So you have on a long line right here, going from here to here, you have, I just realized that it's like super delayed, but in a long line going from here to here, you have your transport hoppers. What do these hoppers do? Essentially, they connect items from 1 hopper to the next either hopper or transport hopper. Or, yeah, no, from 1 hopper to the next hopper, right? So if you have like a transport hopper underneath a chest, it doesn't do anything. But if you have 1 hopper connected to a transport hopper connected to a hopper, you know, it goes through. If you have 1 hopper connected to a transport hopper, which is connected to a transport hopper, which is connected to 17 transport hoppers in a line in a row, connected to a hopper, then it'll go through. It only takes the, all it does is change, make the items go from 1 hopper to another hopper. And that's all I'm asking for. It's not that much to ask for. I mean, I imagine it's complex, and just, once again, the biggest thing is make it not super resource consuming. Make it so that it only requires 1 iron, and not 5. Like, if you want 10 hoppers, that's 50 iron. 50 iron for 10 hoppers? That's ridiculous. That's not even, like I could walk that distance. It's so stupid. Whatever. Anyways. Yes, that's what I want to. That would be nice. And also, I've made a couple of other videos on, like, my recommendations for what I would want to see, like, as far as commands go. I really like the pattern command. What I really want is a rotate command, and I have to work in the kinks on it. But what I really want is, like, a rotate command. I've gotten off topic here, but that's fine. Where you can take a specific set of items. Like, say you have, like, you know, your items lined up like this, like in an L shape like this, right? I want you to be able to rotate it over here so that it's the exact same items in the exact same order, but they're all facing a different way. I feel like that isn't too much to ask for, and I'm surprised it doesn't already exist. But I'm glad that we have the copy command at least, but more commands would make the game more interesting for me. Okay, sure, fine. So we talked about, you know, this resource hopper or this transfer hopper. We talked about a bunch of other stuff. What are some other major changes that I would like to see in Minecraft? Okay, simple. Let's talk about the integral design that comes with, you know, mining with a pickaxe, right? You look at an item and you hold right trigger, right? Why don't you make it so that there are different methods of doing it if you wanted to do those different methods, right? Like, say, for example, what if you could chisel out the the actual materials out of the thing that you're trying to get. That would be really interesting. I think, to be fair, I think that might be a pain in the ass, and I think chisels might be a bit too much for Minecraft. But I don't know, just like different methods of obtaining materials. Ooh, how about a resource taking gun, right? Let's say you get like a slingshot, and you see some iron over there, right? And you get a slingshot, and you could shoot that block of iron over there, and then the block of iron will take that item and then bring it to you. So now you, instead of having to go over there and mine it, you now have that iron ingot in your inventory. I don't know how they would balance it, but having something like that would be cool. Obviously, I know that it might seem a bit overpowered, but I know that there's a way they can balance it so that it wouldn't completely ruin the purpose of pickaxes. So I think that's fair. What's another method that I think that could be improved upon, other than transportation? Let's say, I think it would be cool if there was a mechanic system, and this, once again, this might be too resource intensive for Minecraft itself, so maybe they would need to, you know, adapt it into Minecraft 2 with a better engine. But let's say that we have rotating machines, right? And when I say rotating machines, I mean, like, how do I describe it? When I say rotating machines, I mean specifically like you take, how do I describe this? Hold on. You can connect parts to other parts and be able to rotate them. For example, you can have stuff on a axis and you could create a wheel. And if there is movement, the movement will follow in accordance to gravity. Obviously, a lot of the stuff in Minecraft doesn't follow laws of gravity. There's floating blocks everywhere. But let's just say that, like, for example, you have a rotating, let's just say that you have a wheel, right? I know wheels and round objects existing in Minecraft seems ridiculous, but hear me out, right? Let's just say that you have a wheel and you can connect that wheel to an axis somewhere else. Oh, and there's two other ideas I want to get into in just a moment. That way, if you have enough wheels and axes and you have a steering wheel, you could create your own car, kind of like in whatever that game is, the crappy game that sucks. It's mediocre. I don't remember the name of that game, but there's like a game where you could create your own vehicles and you could attach guns to them and shoot people. It's a free game, but it also is really not that interesting. I don't know. The point is that, yeah, creating your own vehicles, that would be cool. Okay, let's go a little bit less mundane with that, right? Alright, so hear me out on this, right? How about, so have you guys ever played the game Survival Craft, I think is what it's called? I really hope it's Survival Craft. Honestly, in a lot of ways, I think Survival Craft is better than Minecraft in as far as electricity and wiring goes, right? Survival Craft is absolutely amazing. Survival, like, let's like, they have different nodes. They focus more on like electrical engineering, which is amazing, right? They have like they have NOT gates, they have and logic gates, right? So as far as logic gates goes, they have AND gate, OR gates, XOR gates, NOT gates, all sorts of different types of amazing stuff. They have SR latches, they have, you know, memory readers. It's amazing. And I remember I had this on my phone and I learned how to do all of this stuff, and it was super fun. It honestly made me feel kind of sad because it's something I really wish Minecraft would have implemented and they never did, and it's super sad. They had LED displays. It was absolutely fantastic and amazing. And like I said, I'm really disappointed that, you know, Minecraft developers, they don't see the potential in something like this. But regardless, right? And it used hexadecimal as far as I'm concerned. I believe it used hexadecimal or binary, but for the most part hexadecimal. And that's really fun and cool and interesting, and I want something like that in Minecraft as well. I want to be able to create like a memory panel, right? Like you can create a memory panel, and with this memory panel, or how about just like a locking mechanism, right? It's super simple, right? Like you have a chest, and you can only open that chest if you type in the correct code. That would be pretty dope. Or, oh, and let's borrow another idea for 7 Days to Die, right? I'll get into that. Get into that in just a second, right? Okay. Anyways, oh, wait, okay. Alright, so, let's, and once again, you type in the code and then you get the access to your chest, alright? Or it could be to a chest, it could be access to a door, it could be access to anything that, let's just say this, right? How about this? Super simple, right? Pressing this button can activate a redstone switch, or typing in the correct pin can activate a redstone switch, and then you can do whatever you want with that. Or how about making miniature redstone circuits, right? Like, instead of having these big, like, you have to have like a, you know, redstone circuitry the size of like the size of a national park in order to, you know, serve one's function, right? Like, have you seen my 2-bit calc video? That's to calculate math for 2 plus 2, right? That's ridiculous. How about have a small circuit base where you can put in all of these AND gates, put in all of these OR gates, and then out the other end comes your redstone connection. I know, super simple, super cool, super dope, whatever. Point is, something like that would be cool. Also, let's talk about which is another idea that I think was really cool, and it was the vending machine idea that I got from 7 Days to Die. Is essentially what it is you can essentially put items into a vending machine. Like, you can create your own vending machine, and you can put your items into that vending machine, and you can decide what price you want to sell them for. So, say for instance, you want to make it so that, like, you and to be fair, you can do this with commands, but I want this to exist in. Actually, you can't really quite do it in commands properly. I don't know. Not really the way I was thinking. But the point is that, oh, I killed myself. The point is that, like, I'm thinking you create these vending machines, you can put the items in it, and then you can sell it for whatever price you want. Say, for example, you put some watermelons in there, and you can say, if you put 5 hole into this slot, then you can get this 2 watermelon or whatever, right? That's probably a bad example, but, you know, just to, like, you know, show what I mean. That would be a really cool feature too. Of course, that would really only matter if you're playing with other people, but still, it would be like a nice quality of life change. Really, the biggest thing I want from Minecraft is the 2 biggest things. I mean, I'm okay with Minecraft now, right? Don't get me wrong. 2 biggest things I want from Minecraft. I want a rotate command. Please give me a rotate command for the love of God. And I feel like that's the easiest to ask for. And a little bit more complex, but definitely doesn't require, and probably shouldn't require a Minecraft 2. I would like a survival craft level of detail when it comes to wiring stuff and electricity and stuff. Because I could spend hours, actually, not even hours, I could spend literally days, maybe even weeks, building stuff with advanced circuitry, as long as I can, you know, use my left stick and move a couple of panels, right? The problem with Minecraft is that it's a first-person shooter, which means if you want to put a specific thing somewhere, you have to go over to that block, look at where the block placement is, and press right trigger. I would prefer to just move my left stick or whatever and press A on a specific slot. Say I want to make it 3D, press up on the D-pad, go 1 layer up. You know what I mean? I wish I could have like a 3D sphere that it calls for simple design, right? I want to be able to create something simply rather than having to go through and place every single block individually, or even just typing in a command, which is kind of a pain in the ass. Also, you know what I want too? Give me command block, give me command location tiles. Like, for example, right, whenever you type in a command, you have to type in, or whenever you type in a command related to location, you have to type in the coordinates of the location of where you want the specific thing to be. Absolute pain in the ass. How about, instead, you make it so that the, you can get these blocks, right? You literally pick up these blocks, oh god, there's a... You literally pick up these blocks, and you go over, and you place those blocks in the specific positions where you want the place to be effective. Also, let me, super simple thing, right? Give me 2 different options. This is the bare minimum that I ask for. Oh my god, my microphone is backwards. This is the bare minimum that I ask for, right? Give me 2 different options when it comes to doing the copy or whatever is the clone. Give me two different options when it comes to the clone command. As far as the clone command is concerned, I'm just gonna die, I don't care, right? I just want to talk. As far as the clone command is concerned, in the current way that it's built, you have to like be at the most northwestern point. Like it'll copy whatever all of the tiles are in the specific location, but it copies it to like the most northwestern point, which makes absolutely no sense. I feel like the way that they should do it is they can keep that system if you want. You can keep your stupid garbage system if you want. At least give me the option so that I can at least have the opportunity to give the exact start location, the exact end location of what I want to copy, and the exact start location and the exact end location of where I want it to be. Don't require me to be in like most northwestern corner or some stupid ass stuff. Make it super clear and super obvious what I'm copying and where I'm copying it to. Why does it have to be so convoluted? It's so stupid. Or let's even take this a level deeper, right? As I was saying with like the what's it called? Right? Let's just say you can get up to 6 of these coordinate blocks. I'll call them coordinate blocks, right? What do they do? They only exist in creative mode, and they only exist if you are using commands. And what they do is they essentially replace the forced. They essentially replace the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and so on coordinates that you can use in your commands. Like instead of saying, you know, teleport to, and then writing down the coordinates of the location. How about you just say teleport to coordinate block number 1? You know how much more convenient that would be? The answer is indefinitely. That is indefinitely more convenient than the current system. The current system is absolutely garbage. It's absolutely garbage. I'm glad that it exists, but it is. I don't know how the developers Mojang haven't thought, hey, maybe we should improve it so that it's more user friendly. Because it's absolutely a pain in the ass to deal with. There's so many different things you have to think about. Like, it makes no sense when you have to clone something that you actually have to test and see. Like, you have to test and see what you're doing before you're doing it. Why don't you just tell me, you know, give me the start and end location of both my, you know, what I want to clone and where I want to clone it to. Simple as that. It's not too much to ask for. Oh my god, I'm about to get my ass kicked. Wow, that did not give me as much health. I actually thought that Doomfist was a bit underpowered. I don't know. I'm not really good with Doomfist, that's for sure. To be fair, these assholes are moving around so goddamn much. Yeah. Somehow I killed her. Crazy.
That's better.
I launched so far.
Not strong enough.
That was a nice ass combo right there. I did all 3. I seismic slammed him, rising uppercutted him, and then whatever the other one is. What is it? Rocket punched him while in midair. Oh, dope. I keep making the same mistake because I keep pressing the wrong buttons. Hell yeah. This dude's a menace. I like how I got so distracted on talking about, you know, Minecraft stuff, and now I'm just focused on the Doomfist stuff because I'm just so out of energy to talk. I talked a lot. I might not actually be able to talk to my girlfriend tonight because I've done so much expenditure talking on this fucking video that nobody's gonna watch. I've been recording for 76 minutes. And the audio for the stupid ass thing is awful. That's fine.
I've been knocked out.
The quality is pretty bad. That's unfortunate. I still think BDS is going to be one of the strongest competitors though. Oh, I really don't know if I have anything else to say, man. I've talked so much for like the last hour. Dude, I talked for like hours, and when I say this, I mean this as literal as I can. I literally talked for hours with my girlfriend yesterday, and I was so invested in everything I was talking about. I don't know if I have the energy to talk, man. It's gonna be, oof, boy. If I am gonna be talking, it's gonna be a whole thing. To be fair, obviously the stuff that I talk about with my girlfriend is much more private than the kind of stuff I would talk about with on my live stream. Go figure. But and we definitely talk about different stuff, and I could probably make do with some conversation for sure, most definitely. But I just know that this is definitely taking a lot of energy out of me, and I'm not going to be as energetic as I might. That's fine. In fact, she actually messaged me earlier, being like, "Hey, baby, I love you," or something like that. How did that reload? What? I haven't even gone through all of the operators yet. I've gone through like half of them, maybe. Kind of sad. I am at low health. And if you're wondering, as far as my favorite team, who's my favorite team on every region, I would say, I like to say Elevate is my favorite team because they're an American team, even though they're full of Brazilian people. They are an American team. Like if you go onto the Pro ESL website, they are an American team. Who is my actual favorite team? In LATAM, of course. Which when I say LATAM, what I really mean is Brazil, because they literally have only Brazilian teams. It's hard to say. Maybe MIBR. I really liked Immortals from last season. Maybe MIBR, definitely not Black Dragons or Liquid. I don't know why. I really don't like Liquid. I don't know why. I just don't like Team Liquid. FaZe Clan is okay. FaZe Clan is okay. I would say that FaZe Clan, I mean, really the only one I care about is Cameraman, if I have to be real. So, I mean, they're not my favorite. I don't care about LATAM, period, to be honest. I would say Team 1, maybe. Team 1 and Ints, because they're promising, and they came from nowhere and actually did really well. So, I like an underdog story. I don't actually know any of their players' names, to be honest. Like I said, I don't care about LATAM at all. LATAM's the only region I don't care about. And to be fair, it probably makes sense to me because what is my, background? I'm German, European, and American, North American. What are the two regions I actually care about? North America and Europe. So, not too surprising. But I would say that, as far as, Rainbow Six, I'm not talking about the organization themselves, but as far as the lineup and the people in the lineup, right? Not talking about the organizations, the people in the lineup for the Rainbow Six Siege Pro League teams, for NA and EU. What are my favorites? As I mentioned already, Dark Zero is my favorite on NA because of their social media manager, cough cough go get flanked, and also your boy Roy. I like your boy Roy. Don't like him as much as get flanked. Don't care about it as much as get flanked, but still though. Also, I just generally like Nyx, Hyper. Nyx and Hyper are actually really cool, chill dudes. Who's the other one? BC. I liked him back when he was on EG. And, I still like him now. Did I prefer him on EG? A little bit. But then again, EG used to be my favorite team. Now it's not. But, I liked him back when he was on EG though. Who else though? Who else? I actually don't remember. BC, Hyper, Nyx. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't remember any of the other members. I apologize. I just don't. I know that I think Hyper is Greek, but if I'm wrong, then I'm gonna get even more hate, which I might be. I don't know. I really don't remember. Whatever. Point is, Dark Zero, like them. They're pretty cool. I like the, I think Bacon. I like Bacon. He's really cool. He's actually a really good coach, in my opinion. Not the best coach in the world. I think the best coach is obviously the coach for Noah Ringo. I mean, come on, look at the dude. He's like the most energetic and cool dude, and he's amazing. And everyone loves him, and for good reason. He's awesome. And Gotcha's really good too. I like Gotcha. I liked him better. I liked him as a coach better when he was on EG rather than TSM. I feel like he's not really doing much for TSM. Don't get me wrong. I love TSM. I love Achieved, obviously. Somewhat of a Bolo fan. Not a huge Bolo fan. I mean, I subscribed to him, watched his channel for a number of months now, almost a year. But I'm not like a diehard Bolo fan to the point where I'm like, I can't wait to see TSM play just because of Bolo. Not necessarily. I do think Bolo is really cool. He has a promising career, and I think he's really good at the game. In fact, I personally think he's one of the best Rainbow Six players of all time. And the fact that he's in Pro League now doesn't surprise me one bit. Dude, if Shroud was on... I know Shroud will probably never go on to Pro League because he plays other games, like he plays Apex and whatnot. Damn, dude, I would like to see him play against some of the Pro League players a little bit more. And I would like to see like what he can offer against... I would like to see what he can offer against some of the long-standing players, especially at TSM. I liked Achieved and Pojo, man. Merc, whatever. I don't really care too much for Merc. Gotcha's a great coach, you know. TSM lineup, really solid. I like it. Other NA teams, I mean, what do they got? They got, what are other NA teams? North America, or sorry, SSG. I mean, they got Thinking Nade. Now they have Canadian. I mean, okay, I guess, right? I don't necessarily care too much. I'll say this, for whatever reason, I really don't like the Rogue setup. I really don't like anyone from Rogue. No, nothing personal about the people from Rogue. I mean, it sounds personal, but I don't know. I just don't like the people who are at Rogue. Sonics, they're not good. Like, I'm gonna be real with you. Do I like the people? Yes. The players,
Let's start over at the beginning.
they're struggling, man. I mean, they are really struggling. Oh boy, did you see them early? I mean, to be fair, TSM was awful. They were awful at the beginning of the season. Like, at the start of the season, they were just absolutely terrible at the game. Like, they were like 0-6. I think they got maybe one tie or something right there, right? Sonics was barely above them. Now Sonics, I don't know, man. I mean, Sonics picked up some members from, extra members from PENTA, I believe? Somebody's gonna probably correct me if I'm wrong. I think PENTA, though. But yeah, they picked up some extra members, and they,
All patched up.
I mean, I'll say this, right? If it wasn't for Goddess, the lineup would be really boring. Goddess is actually a pretty cool person, and makes it interesting. Do I like her as a streamer? Whatever. Well, I would say that she brings more to the table than anyone else. Not including the new PENTA members, but she brings more to the table than anyone else at Sonics. I feel like the Sonics' team is just really... They're really not notable, right? I've been talking a lot about NA, but I can't forget to talk about EU as well. But actually, it's because, what's the other team? What's the team? What's another team? What's the other team? What's the team I don't like in NA? I guess technically I don't like EG. Has nothing to do. I'll be honest too. I actually like SSG now better that they have Canadian. Do I think that Canadian is awful at SSG? Absolutely. Like, Canadian probably should have stayed with EG because he's not doing great with SSG right now. And maybe that just takes some time, I don't know. But, oh boy, man. Let's just say that EG, they got a profit going with Modigan instead of Canadian. I'll say that much. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know. There isn't really... I don't really necessarily like think that any of the teams are particularly awful. I mean, they're Pro League teams, so they're definitely they're 100 times better than me, man. But obviously, come on, I just can't hit my shots there. Obviously, I do think that the NA teams are a bit full of themselves. That's for sure. Like Rogue. But I do like Rogue's merch. Rogue's merch, like, have you seen their pilot program skins? They're absolutely amazing. They're so cool. Anyways, for both years, like the Buck one from both seasons, the Buck one from last time was great. Especially the weapon skin for the C8, the Rogue weapon skin for the C8 from last year. Mwah, delicious. It was so good. The once again, I'm talking necessarily, whenever I'm talking about these orgs, right, I'd like to talk specifically about the players from the orgs and not the orgs, but I gotta say, man, Rogue, delicious pilot program skins, man, really good. Phase, the one from last year was meh, or the one from last season was very meh. The one from this one is amazing. The FaZe Clan, Avera pilot program skin, amazing. I should stop talking about the pilot program skins because that doesn't have anything to do with the my opinion on the teams, not the organizations. So what do I think about EU teams? I think that G2 is still probably my favorite. I really like Navi. I liked Navi. Actually, I preferred Navi. Like, honestly, to an extent, I preferred Navi back when it was the German org, like when they were all German. Because of course they were a German team. I'm Germany. I'm from Germany. Of course I'm gonna support a German org, or maybe not a German org. Technically, PENTA is a German org, I believe. Of course I'm gonna support a German team because they're because I'm from Germany. Go figure, right? But regardless. New Navi, actually, to an extent, I like New Navi better because I think they're much more funny and entertaining. And by them, I mean, pretty much I just mean Doki and Saves, or not Saves, sorry, Citizen, who really save it. Which, you know, Doki is probably not even going to be at Navi anymore, so that might be an issue. But, Saves, I mean, he's Polish, so that's cool. I don't know. I just don't necessarily... Navi, I like Navi, though. I think they're cool. PENTA, I like PENTA a lot. I don't really like the org that much, but like I think I'll say this: the PENTA, because I remember when Navi had Corey and he moved on to, I forgot what he moved on to. I think he moved on to Lestream, which then became LFL, which is now Giants Gaming. I believe. I liked Corey, and the fact that he went from Natsu Zvinkara to Giants, I think that's just a natural progression. Sisu is... Sisu... Shate is cool. I like Shate a lot. I liked... Oh, I should... Okay, anyways. Shate's cool. I think he's really funny. Really cool guy. Obviously, Joonas. I liked him back when he was... you know, back when he... Because, I mean, Shate and Bunsi, I believe, they started on Sisu. But they left. I think they joined Ents, maybe. I don't know. But now they're back on Sisu. Obviously, you know, eventually, Shate was on PENTA, along with the current G2 roster, or most of the current G2 roster. I think that was before Kanto, maybe? I know Kanto joined relatively late because he turned 18 relatively recently. But, okay, sure, fine. Shate's cool. But the rest of the team is not good. Like... They're really not good. I actually don't remember who some of the team are. I think is Janix on that team? I actually don't remember. I really don't remember. Is Janix on that roster? I don't know. Okay, sure, fine. We got I would say probably the biggest downfall with Sisu is that they're just not good. I mean, they're really not. Did you see them play against BDS? Oh my god. I mean, to be fair, BDS is actually really good. They got out of Challenger League, presumably, and they deserved it. BDS, though, or sorry, Sisu, though, they really dug themselves a deep hole. I thought that maybe, because Sisu was the former Mouse Sports, right? That was Mouse Sports before they dropped their roster. I don't remember who they replaced, but I know that after Mouse Sports, I think actually before Mouse Sports turned into Sisu, I think before that happened, they had a transition phase. I think before that happened, that's when they transitioned Joonas onto Sisu, I believe. I could be wrong though. I don't know. Actually, I have to look up on that because I'm not 100% sure. Point is that yeah, they're cool, but are they my favorite? I mean, I guess it depends on your definition of favorite. They're not my least favorite. Did that ball land in here? I don't know. Actually, no. Probably not. There's no way. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention, that's for sure.
This was stop.
Any other good... I think PENTA still has the 2 German players. And, you know, the more German players, the more I like the org, because Germany, let's go. Hey, even just a little bit of representation, which is probably why a lot of Polish people like Navi, is because they have saves, who's Polish, or why Estonians love Empire, because they have Karzeka, I believe. But if I'm wrong, somebody's gonna, you know, completely annihilate my anus.
Be reasonable.
Yeah, I don't necessarily care for most of the other teams, to be honest. I like a lot of the EU teams. What are other EU teams? I've named like 3. What are the other ones? I actually forgot. I named PENTA, Sisu, Team Empire, Navi, G2. G2 is my favorite team, obviously. I love everyone there. Goga, I'd say Goga is probably the least impressive. But obviously I love Pengu. I mean, I subscribe to Pengu. I watch Pengu's content quite a bit. I used to watch it like every single video, but now I watch like every couple of videos. But Pengu's awesome. Fabian is a mixed bag. I mean, you love him or hate him, and sometimes I love him, and sometimes I hate him. I wish he would stop being an arrogant asshole, but at the same time, it's kind of what makes him unique. So, I don't know, man. You love him or hate him, right? Who is the other? He's definitely controversial, that's for sure. Who else is that? I mean, obviously Goga, as I mentioned. Kanto. Kanto is really fun. I like him. He's really cool and spry. And Uno, I feel like is like, I mean, after he was part of, what was he part of? The stream? Yeah, I think actually, now that I think about it, I think he was part of the stream, and he got replaced by Corey, who came from Not Just Venkata, I believe. But you know, Lestream, or sorry, not Lestream. Uno definitely has me. I'm the least impressed by him in general. Because even at the end of the day, you know, even though I'm not a huge fan of Goga, he's still really good. Like, he's a great support player. At least he was back when I watched him. He was still a really good support player. So at the end of the day, you know, he offered something. Like, he was like, I like this guy. He's cool. Uno, I mean, he exists, you know. I don't know. I don't really necessarily have any personal opinions about Uno. I don't necessarily really care about Kanto either, but Kanto, at least I would say Kanto is the most novelist one. Like, he's the most realist, where Pango will be like, you know, Pango, Fabian, they'll always be like, what? That was BS. That stuff doesn't make sense. That stuff doesn't make sense. This stuff shouldn't be happening. Blah, 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 blah. Can you die? How did I not kill him? But, you know, Kanto would be like, oh well. At least that's, like, my general thing. I don't really watch Kanto, to be fair. How did I not build that wall? What do you mean? What else is there to say? I actually don't remember. I actually don't know. Isn't there more Finnish people on... Oh, Chaos. I don't give a rat's ass about Chaos. Chaos is probably my least favorite team. They're not good, and they're not interesting or notable or entertaining. That's probably really offensive, and I apologize if you're a Chaos fan, or especially if you're a member of Chaos. But yeah, your org is very meh. I don't know what to tell you, man. None of them are interesting or entertaining in any way. Ow, dude, I suck so much. I mean, granted, this is a relatively high skill character. The fact that you have to time your shots. I know that Symmetra is really good.
好，抱歉了。
I'm actually.
动动，不洗澡。
All right, let's go with. Or actually.
动动，不洗澡。
Is there anything else I have to say about the Rainbow Six
I will
rosters?
protect the innocent.
I don't know. I don't have anything else notable to say. You guys remember back in, I think it was the Rainbow Six Major season 9 majors, I think, when they had cameraman from FaZe being the actual cameraman. I thought that was really cool. The hell on. I like how this was supposed to be a video that's meant for me, but this is gonna go up on my Ask Fast channel. Not necessarily a bad thing. Oh, I died. I think that's pretty much it, man. I'm tired. I'm just. It's 2:45 a.m.
Back online.
I actually don't know when the Japan finals are. They could be going on right now, and I wouldn't know. I haven't been keeping up with that at all. All right, buddies. Peace out.